So hello and welcome to our first lecture about OBS or Open Broadcaster Software. So first things first, what is OBS? I'm just gonna go a little quick into explaining what OBS is because probably you already know this, but I'm just gonna make a quick recap. Open Broadcaster Software is a free software that allows you to record and live stream whatever you have on screen or whatever you will add to the scenes. So it will be your camera, will be your microphone, or anything. Basically, it allows you to broadcast your content to whatever media you want, will it be just recording or live streaming into a different platform. So Open Broadcast Software or OBS is completely free software. So if someone will ask you for the money for OBS, just he's straight up scamming you because it is open, so it is absolutely free and it is constantly being updated and it is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So there are different versions available for the different platform. So for example, at the moment recording for the Windows and Linux, we have available the version 24, but for the Mac it's still version 23. So it's still getting constantly updated and it's incredibly great software. Let me just show you the screen right here. Okay, there we are. I'm gonna just show you myself right here. So this is an official website of obsproject.com. So this is the official website of OBS where you can actually download the OBS on your computer. It's incredibly simple. You're just gonna go to obsproject.com right here, as you can see, and just go and just find the versions that you want for Windows, for Mac, or for Linux. There are actually two versions of OBS available. One is discounted, but one is active. There's OBS Classic, which is the older version of OBS, which is no longer supported as far as I know, which you don't need and don't want. And second is OBS Studio, which is the newer version of OBS that we are actively using, that I'm recording right now, at the moment. So these are two versions. Just discount OBS Classic because it is not available anymore. It's way too old, and use OBS Studio. So why you should use OBS Studio? OBS Studio is a base version of OBS at the moment of the recording, and it has all the base functions of the OBS. So this is the base version, base software, but unlike the OBS Studio, there are also available other versions of OBS, which are more skinned version of OBS. So we have different skins on them, which allows them to have additional functions, but they're still based on OBS Studio. This is the base version. So if you want as clean version as it can get and as fast version as it can get, download just OBS Studio. The second version that I want to talk, there are also other versions, but still the second version, the second most popular version of OBS is Streamlabs OBS. Streamlabs OBS is an OBS software which is made with Streamlabs.com. If you don't know what Streamlabs.com, Streamlabs is a application for streamers. Basically, it allows you to have different alerts, you to have different goals, you to have the different labels on your screen, different interfaces, etc. This is more made for gamers, but still it can be used for non-gamers as well if you want like more interactivity on your OBS, like having chat on your screen, etc. This is more of an advanced stuff that if you're a beginner, I do not suggest to use that because it can be a bit complicated if you don't know how to use the OBS first, the OBS Studio, this one first. So if you have a choice and if you are more like tech savvy and you can learn tech faster, then you can try Streamlabs OBS, but it has far more functions and it is far more complicated. Even though it's not that difficult to learn, it is far more complicated than the regular OBS, the OBS Studio. If you're a beginner, I suggest you to download OBS Studio first and learn it. They're both free. They're both absolutely free. You can use them however you want. And you can even download both of them, but I still suggest you to learn with OBS Studio first, that we are going to do right here. We're not going to learn Streamlabs OBS in this course. This is for it will be for more advanced and gaming oriented live streaming and recording. So we are going to more focus on OBS Studio. So you can go to obsproject.com again, here, right here, and download the whatever version you have. It goes from Windows 7 up to Windows 10 at the moment of the recording, as well as for Mac and for the Linux as well. So just go and download. You can just go to the download portion and just download the installer right here. It's the simplest version. If you have if you know that you have a 32-bit version of the Windows, then download the 32-bit installer, and do not download just simple installer. If you want to download through the BitTorrent, then you can just use that. Or if you just want to go download a zip file, like a little bit smaller version, you can go and do that as well. But I suggest you, unless you have a 32-bit Windows, you can just download the installer and that's it. It's as fast as it is. Or you can just change to whatever the version you have for the Mac or for the Linux right here. So Linux is a bit more complicated, but still the Windows is the simplest version possible. So this is how you can actually download the OBS. And again, I suggest you to go for OBS Studio. Do not go for Streamlabs OBS first. Just get familiar with OBS Studio after you're done with this course. You'll be 100% familiar, and you can just go and download Streamlabs OBS and play with it. Or we're gonna have another course probably for more advanced and more intermediate features for the OBS as well. You'll probably learn, or for the gaming oriented course as well. So this will be it for this lecture, and in the next lecture we are going to learn all about OBS interface, and for that we're gonna have an OBS version 24. So it will not change for you, even if you're watching this for really late versions of OBS. So I'm gonna see you in the next lecture. See you there.